In today's video, I'm going to be comparing Kai Sotto with Victor Wembanyama. Both of these players are extremely young, Wembanyama being around 17 years old, as well as Kai Sotto being around 19, both of which are 7-foot players, both of which are over the height of 7'2", which is just crazy. So let's get down, let's check out these two players, let's see how different or similar they really are, and of course incorporate what they do into our own games. Okay, so first we're going to be looking at Victor Wembanyama and how he does his low post game. Some of the things that we have seen with Victor is the fact that he tends to shy away from physical activity, I'm going to call it, down in the low post. However, the first thing that he does is when he catches that ball, he jumps to receive that ball and he lands on both feet at the same time, which allows him to use either foot as a pivot foot. This is something that every low post player should do. This sets you up for success in the low post. From there, we see a quick shot fake. This defensive player is not falling for it because there is no way in the heck he is going to be able to block it anyways. So then Victor does a quick pivot around and he decides, I'm going to take a dribble towards the baseline. When he does this, what I would have liked to see him do is to go up for a shot fake here. But at the same time, this is a very similar move, and he has even mentioned that he looks at a lot of different players and their moves, but this is a very, very similar move as Jokic from the Denver Nuggets. And I really do like this move. However, it would be nice to see Victor Wembanyama actually take a shorter player right to the rim. We see this once again. The dude is very, very good. He has got very, very good footwork, and he is able to fade away with a lot of success. Now, this one does bounce in. However, what I would like to really mention is the fact that he uses his shoulders to be able to fake with the spin moves, which is what allows him to create a little bit of space between his defender and himself. Now, because of his height versus these players that he's playing against, he's able to get up some of these shots, but at the same point, I would really like to see him be able to bully these players in the low post a bit more. He's not going to get any shot blocking attempts by most of these players, really, because they have about a foot. He has about a foot on them, and even more because he's got a 7'9" wingspan. But at the same time, he has very, very good footwork. I really like to see these hesitation shoulder fakes. I really like to see them, and I think that they're going to suit him well whenever he gets to the NBA. Meanwhile, Kai Sotto plays for the Filipino national team. They are currently playing in the Asian Cup qualifiers, and this is some of the footage that we have from him. He hasn't really played in a game for about a year, and I'm talking about a competitive game as we see here. However, in the low post, we can see that very similar to Victor Wembanyama, he doesn't have the strength as of yet to battle against some of the bigger, stronger players in the world. However, at the same time, he is only 19 years old, and at that point, I do really like the fact that he likes to get into the low post and battle it out against the stronger players, while Victor likes to try to fade away and get away from the contact. So for that, because they are 7-footers, they are both technically centers, even though they're more of a forward, I still want to see a big 7-footer be able to handle themselves in the low post. And I think that Kai Sotto, because he's willing to take that contact, has that leg up on Victor at this point. And we can really see this here from this screen and roll. Kai Sotto was getting bullied the whole Korea game, and he was able to respond in the second quarter by being able to put his shoulder into the defender, use his elbow to seal that defender out, and then he's able to finish with his left hand. By the way, another thing that's a bonus for Kai Sotto is the fact that he is able to use both left and right hand around the rim because he's ambidextrous. And we can see that from here. After he does that shoulder into his defender to try and really say, hey, look, I am not going to be shying away from you. When he does do this spin move, he seals that elbow and allows that arm to be locked in there, which basically allows him to get a free basket because of that seal. That is a very, very high level seal, and this is why I think that Kai Sotto is just a bit better in the low post when it comes to physicality versus moves and footwork, both of which have great footwork. Kai Sotto really does try to model his game around Hakeem Olajuwon. Meanwhile, with passing, Victor Wembanyama is a very willing and good passer. Here, he's able to get that pass and quickly, as soon as he catches it, passes to the cutter in the key, who can then throw it down for a slam dunk. And I really want to point this out. As soon as he gets that ball, he's already looking with his peripheral vision at that player who is coming off of that screen. And because of that, he's able to then make that pass. If it wasn't for him looking and scanning the court as soon as he catches that ball, he would have never seen that player. And that's one of the great things about Victor's game. Victor is also very good at taking shot fakes, getting past players, and drawing in help or weak side attention. Here we have on the weak side one player who is 100% solely focused on Kai Sotto defending two players. Meanwhile, well, not Kai Sotto, I mean Victor Wembanyama. Meanwhile, his teammate along the baseline is very smart also because he knows how to move without the ball. He makes that cut. Victor's able to see that, makes that pass, and of course that player is able to finish with a layup. Meanwhile, with Kai Sotto, he is a very good passer, but he's a better passer when he's in the low post. Very similar to how we would see with Nikola Jokic when it comes to passing, because here we see him posting up a very strong man, drawing in a double team. That player is able to then cut to the Russian spot, if you don't already know, is right there, roughly there, and of course that is why he is able to be a good passer. However, when it comes to this type of passing where he's handling the ball, we don't see Kai Sotto doing that as much this year. However, it is something that he is working on. From the interview that I was in with him, he is working on that ability. So I would say that he will get to the point, or at least more comfortable handling the ball at the senior level, but at the same time, I would leave this to Victor being the winner in this section. Now we're going to go to defense. Defense is extremely important in basketball. If you are looking to be able to handle players at the adult senior level, you're going to have to play defense, and this is what we see with Victor. He's able to block a lot of shots. Of course, the 7'9" wingspan is going to help with that, but he's coordinated. We can see him get ready for that shot and already know that shot's going to go up. We can see this here where he leaves his man to go help out with his teammate who is getting destroyed, getting basically thrown to the baseline, but Victor is able to come in and block that shot. We can see this numerous times, and we can also see this with Kai Sotto. The difference is Kai Sotto's playing against adults, while Victor is still playing against adults, but still not the same level of competition, which is the world level. Because Kai Sotto's really willing to take those hits, willing to go up against 7-footers, I'm going to leave this towards Kai Sotto's range, or at least a point towards Kai Sotto. However, at the same time, you cannot deny that there is thousands and thousands of highlights of Victor blocking shots and playing very good defense because Victor's foot speed is extremely good. And in all seriousness, I would actually put it as a tie between Kai Sotto and Victor, mainly because they are both extremely good at defending the rim. Off-ball movement is extremely important. If you want to score at the men's level, this is something that you need to do. This is something that you need to figure out. And this is what Victor has definitely figured out. So, of course, here we have Victor on the weak side. They're playing against a 2-3 zone, and this defender is really only paying attention to the player who is doing a cut up towards the wing. He's not paying attention or playing defense to the big 7-footer in the low post, and of course Victor knows that, and of course he finishes with a dunk. Coming off of screen and rolls, Victor Wembanyama is very good as well. He's up here. However, what we do see here is his ability to pop up, get out to the 3-point line, and then cut back down to be able to finish with the offensive rebound. So what we can see, well, look at this, comes off the screen, not there, pops up to try and get to the high post, notices, hey, there's multiple eyes on what's happening. I can then fit in behind everybody and slam down a putback dunk. Again, going up against a 2-3 zone, this player is more worried about the player out in the wing. Meanwhile, Victor is down in the Russian spot, and if you're a 7-footer or you're just playing center, if you're going up against a zone, I'm going to tell you something right now. If you can get your team the ball in the high post and you can sit in the Russian spot, I'm going to tell you what the Russian spot is right now. The Russian spot is this spot right here, which is basically about 2 feet on either side of the of the key behind the backboard. If you can sit there, it's going to raise the defense up, especially when you've got the ball in the high post. You can sit here, you can get ready for the pass, go straight up quickly, and of course, that's what the Russians did against Team Canada many years ago. And again, great movement. We can see Victor cutting towards the rim when his defender leaves him, and because he's able to do that, he's able to finish with a dunk. Like, look how far away he's jumping. But anyways, very good player. Meanwhile, with Kai Sotto, he's very good with moving off ball, but he's good at getting into place to get the offensive rebound, and that's what we see here. But we see a lot more off-ball movement with Victor, and because of that, I would give the off-ball movement point to Victor Wembanyama. However, we do see Kai Sotto really willing to get into the fast break, and here we see him off of a slight turnover getting that ball in that fast break and of course slamming it down. This would have never happened if it wasn't for this defender here, but he's able to recognize, hey, we have a chance, I'm going to take that chance, and I'm going to basically rim run, and that's what he did, and of course he finished there. So even though Kai Sotto is still a very good off-ball mover, Victor has the ability to really make defenses cringe by moving so often on the offensive side. A little bit of a bonus takeaway: Kai Sotto is very good at ball handling, getting to the rim. He doesn't do anything super fancy, but when he has the ability, he can get to the rim, and there's not really many players who can stop him once he gets to the rim. Meanwhile, the bonus takeaway here is Victor's ability to, of course, shoot that ball. Both Kai Sotto and Victor Wembanyama can shoot the ball, but Victor Wembanyama can really dig deep into range. Like, check this out. Like, this is farther than NBA range with a player who is sort of covering him, draining a swish. Both players are great. These are two amazing players that are coming hopefully to the NBA very soon. Kai Sotto being either in the 2022 or 2023 draft. Wembanyama most likely being in the 23 draft. Unless, of course, the NBA changes its rules, he may be in the 2022 draft as well. Wouldn't it be very interesting to see Kai Sotto, Chet Holmgren, as well as Victor Wembanyama in the same draft? All three 7-footers who have very similar game to each other. Anyways, that'll be an amazing draft whenever that comes. I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, go check out all of the equipment that I use down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again next time.